Welcome, fellow fans of Clash Royale, to another episode of Galadon Gaming, and today we're talking about the best card in Clash Royale. Well, okay, it's my favorite card. I feel like it's the best card in Clash Royale. Now, of course, it is vulnerable to certain other cards, but overall, I absolutely love the Minion Horde. This card is so versatile and can do so much damage if left unchecked. And there are so many different situations in which it is useful. Now, this is post-update. We're looking at the balloon burst. Yes, the balloons have been increased in hit points, and they're doing a great job. 3 Musketeers coming at me right here. A very dangerous card, especially now that it's only 9 elixir, but the Minion Horde, absolutely devastating against just about any other card, including the 3 Musketeers. And talk about a positive elixir trade. Now, they do get some shots off on my tower, but the Minion Horde takes out all 3 of those Musketeers very easily and moves forward, taken down by the tower, but nonetheless, a great job right there, just showing how well the Minion Horde can do. Now, I'm pretty happy with this deck composition right now. Got the Inferno Tower just in case. Got the Fireball. For that type of situation, I don't want to let my opponent get too far ahead in Elixir. And right here, I've already seen the 3 Musketeers, and I know this is a very popular combination. 3 Musketeers Giant, so I'm kind of expecting it. I'm going to try to hold on and be ready just in case the Musketeers come in from behind. The skeletons, okay, you've got a princess as well. I dropped the Inferno Tower down, and that should take care of the giant. And sure enough, there they go. Once again, 3 Musketeers, and once again, the Minion Horde is up. They answer, and a rage spell. Enraged 3 Musketeers have no chance. Now, of course, they did get a lot of damage off on the tower anyway, but that would have been a vaporized tower had I not been able to stop them. And check out the damage from the Minion Horde. Again, getting all the way to the tower and putting me ahead in damage. I'm closer to taking out his right lane, and this pretty much overkill. He does not stop the balloon, and this balloon is just going to devastate that tower, and that's a 1-0 lead. Skeletons, they are completely incompetent at stopping that balloon and get taken down by the tower as well. So the balloon gets in, gets all the way to the King's Tower, and it's just a matter now of trying to protect this right-hand tower from another 3 Musketeers onslaught. And he's got the Giant, he's got the Valkyrie. I take the Princess out of the way. Now, he does have a lot of elixir building up, so I'm worried a little bit here. But once again, the Minion Horde goes down, and he doesn't answer with the arrows until it's way too late. They've already done their job, and I'm off to the left tower with another balloon. Caught him off guard because he's dropped the Giant. The Princess not going to work out. Those Barbarians split perfectly. They take off after the Princess, after the Elixir Collector, and the Giant. Inferno takes the Giant down. Balloon almost gets the left tower down. And as we're down to the last 10 seconds, the arrows take down the other tower, and I'm going to win this one 2-0. The 3 Musketeers never getting through. Their hero card, really, in this case, being the Minion Horde. So we will move along to another battle, this time against a level 12. And once again, I've brought the same deck, rocking the Minion Horde. Absolutely loving this card. Balloon Freeze, also super powerful when you can time that freeze spell right. So this opponent also has Balloon Freeze. So post-update, this is a super popular combination, so it's just going to be a matter of who can utilize their balloon better. Now, of course, my opponent has a level 8 balloon. I just have a level 7, but Inferno Tower right here, even with the freeze spell, if it were to come, I would be prepared, ready to stop that balloon before it turned back to the tower. The Goblins, they are going to get in, not going to worry too much about just a few hundred hit points here, rather going to focus on taking down the Wizard. And another great elixir trade. That group of minions took down the Wizard and the Princess and got onto the tower, so I'm very happy about that trade again. So now you can see we both got balloons and freeze up. Here comes his level 8 balloon, and this time I used the freeze defensively. The Goblins off to the side, just in case he did have a freeze spell. They are able to stay up, or at least the tower can stay up. One or the other can take the balloon down. Sure enough, it works out, and the balloon never gets to the tower. Now, facing a level 12 with higher epics, I am usually very careful to stay on defense as much as possible and wait for that opportunity, but this time I dropped the Barbarians down the right-hand side. He's got the Prince coming, but again, the Inferno Tower, great card to stop that Prince in its tracks, and the Barbarians actually work out pretty well on the right-hand side, getting a couple of shots off on that right lane tower. So just a few hundred hit points, but every hit point counts, especially when facing a level 12. Those towers doing more damage. In comes another balloon, and yes, my favorite card, the Minion Horde. And before he drops the arrows, in fact, he misses with the arrows. The minions are going to go in and watch closely. Even without the balloon, those minions by themselves single-handedly took that tower out right there. The balloon really, I don't think, did the damage. It really was the minions, and that is a 1-0 lead. The fireball grabs some hit points and takes that princess out of commission. The balloon goes down, but the damage is done. I am so far ahead. My tower is almost untouched. It's just a matter of stopping him and his level 8 epics. Another Inferno Tower, but it's placed one tile too far to the right. Big mistake right there, a Galafail, but the Minion Horde helping out. They do get taken down by the arrows, but not before they start to work on that balloon, and that makes all the difference. The Inferno Tower is able to finish it off. The Barbarians are holding off all of his units up there at the bridge. He's got units all over the place. I drop another balloon down the right-hand side. Maybe a little more aggressive than I should have been right here, but I figured time was running out. It looked pretty safe, and just in case he got that left tower down, I wanted to have the hit point advantage on the right-hand tower. There it is, 5 seconds left. I'm just about going to get that right-hand tower down. Not quite. His balloon doesn't get in time, and I beat the level 12 just barely, 1 crowd to 0, by playing my balloons just slightly better than his, and of course, the Minion Horde. So one more replay, me against Justin, and Justin, yes, he has one of my least favorite decks, I have to say. Expo, obviously the least favorite deck of all, but next to that, the Mortar deck. I despise Mortar users. Okay, fine, it's fair play. Hey, if it's in the game, it's fair to use, okay? So I look at it that way, but just the same, nothing more frustrating than watching those Mortar balls soar in, and sure enough, but my Minion Horde, they do get counteracted by the arrows, but they do get a lot of damage in. And in the case of trying to counter a Mortar, just stopping one shot from that Mortar ball makes a huge difference because they do so much damage per shot. So the Mortar is down despite the fact that he had that cannon down. You can see he's got the Tesla, he's got elixir pumps all over the place, so I've got to worry about that. But I know he's low, and here comes the balloon on its way in after his left lane tower. He drops in the Tesla, but I am able to freeze the tower as the balloon closes in just before the balloon goes down. And I'm not saying I'm all that good or anything, but come on, half a second later and that freeze spell doesn't work, and that's an extra 1,000 or more hit points that I would have missed out on. Arrows taking down his Minion Horde, really the only weakness to the Minion Horde being those arrows, or maybe a regular wizard. He's got that stupid Mortar in, once again not happy about it, but I am going to wait until my Minion Horde gets up and send them in once again. He is going to send the arrows in, but again, they've done so much damage. They have succeeded in shortening the lifespan of that Mortar enough that it saves me from another shot. The Spear Goblins finish it off, and we are still ahead going into a minute 20 left in this battle. You can see his tower much more damage than mine down the left lane. And this is a case of another good time to stay defensive, and that is when you know your opponent has the Mortar or has the Expo. I always try to save elixir just in case he is coming after me. Here, I know if the Mortar goes back down, the Barbarians will be targeted at least for a shot or two, but as they move in, it's time for another balloon. And the balloon from the left-hand side is going to move in after the elixir pump, but the freeze spell works out pretty well. We should get the elixir pump down and the Tesla as well, but we can't quite get to the tower. We did counteract his Mortar in the meantime, so that works out. Arrows once again on his Minion Horde. Back to reset. He's back to trying to make more pumps, but we are going to keep the pressure on and make sure that he can't get through. Now here, the Fireball takes that tower down to 46 hit points. I know that I don't have to worry too much about this Mortar on the right-hand side. He's too busy trying to counteract my other units down the left. And with only 46 hit points left on that left tower, hey, if you're using ranged damage to try to get to me, if you're using Expos and Mortars and that sort of thing, then you better not complain when I take your tower down with ranged damage. And that is exactly what is about to happen here. As the battle is about to go into overtime, the Fireball lands, and you are gone. And yes, I've got to throw him a few taunts because, come on, Mortars, Expos, you deserve a well played. So there you have it right now, in my opinion anyway, the strongest card in the game, the Minion Horde. But let me know down below what you guys bring. What is your favorite card in the game? And maybe I will feature it in a future video. In the meantime, please do be sure to hit that subscribe button, thumbs up if you like the video, and of course, I thank you all for stopping by, and I hope to see you again tomorrow for more full attacks. Galadon, come on! You know the strongest card is the Bailey Cry? Say it right.